I'm Maya Sundermeyer, and I would like to welcome you to the latest episode of my blog series. So far, I have been able to share my own experiences on what it's like for me to live with Asperger's syndrome. A second thing that I do is I give my 2 cents on what's going on with autism in the media. A third area would be providing tips and advice to individuals on the spectrum, and to their friends and their families and their peers and their mentors. And finally, I like to cover topics that I'm passionate about that are not autism related. In this video, I would like to put 2 things out there before I dive into the main topic. So first and foremost, this is Autism Awareness Month, and rather than putting blue light bulbs in my house in honor of Autism Speaks, I am promoting my video blogs more often by creating, editing, and posting my blogs right here on YouTube, so that you guys not only get to know who I am as a person, but also get to see what the face of autism looks like. Now, a second thing that I would like to do is give a shout out to Alex Plank, who is the founder and CEO of WrongPlanet.net, and that is a online database and community for people with Asperger's where they can go and share their thoughts and feelings. What Alex did in a minute and a half video was share his own experiences of what it's like to hear other people tell him that he doesn't look like he's autistic. What I would recommend is that you check out that video, because I think it's really important, and I think that it would be a really great topic one of these days. In the meantime, I'm going to share my own experiences on what it's like to live with Asperger's syndrome and deal with people in society. And it's not just living with Asperger's, it's other people that seem to have a label or have some sort of quirks, because there are people in society that don't really understand who we are as a person. And I am also going to mention that we also have societal and social barriers in place, and these barriers can affect where we work, who we're friends with, what we do in our lives, what we do with our lives, and all kinds of things. There are even a bunch of social barriers that keep us from making friends, and even people looking at us like we're a lesser of a person. And what I would like to mention is that it is really common for people not to take me seriously. And it is amazing how many people respond with a very patronizing form of sarcasm. And what they do is they sound like they're saying a nice comment, but what they're really doing is trying to insult me, because they don't really understand and they're looking at me like a lesser of a person. And one of the biggest things that I hear them do is, let's say that I am sharing my vlogs at an autism conference, and I'm telling them that I'm trying to raise autism awareness, and they're saying something to me like, "You really want to be famous one day, huh?" And I hear that type of response from people all the time, and I cannot absolutely stand it when they talk to me like that, because first and foremost, the response is very sweet sounding, but it's also extremely superficial, and it's highly disconnected. And it is also one of my hot buttons. And in fact, a couple of months ago, I was at a different autism conference, and someone happened to make a remark very similar to that, and I decided to put them in their place by mentioning, "You enjoy talking down to people who are different, huh?" And that put them in their place, and they looked at me like, "Oh, what are you talking about? We don't mean that." I said, "Well, don't talk like that. Just be careful what you say to somebody else." That's a hot button of mine. And a few other things that I've noticed is that I've had people look down on me when they find out that I've gotten something like this condominium, or that I've gotten into a college. And I can remember a time where I ended up reconnecting with somebody who I'd had a falling out with, and I told them that I ended up getting my own condominium and I was able to finally gain independence. Their response to me was very rude, which basically stated something along the lines of, "Well, how does your family member feel about that?" Which to me was really degrading, and I had to stand up for myself and mention, "Hey, they wanted me to live on my own because they felt like it was time." And then there was another time where I was upset about being turned down for a position that would have been related to my field, because at the time I was in the process of working on my associates in psychology, which I have since earned. And they turned me down due to a series of unfortunate events and due to all kinds of rules and regulations on conflict of interest. And of course, I was crying about it, and I wanted them to be there for emotional support. And rather than talk it over with me, they decided to want to change the subject, and they talked to me like I was a little kid, and they said something down the lines of, let's talk about something that you like. Let's not talk about this anymore. What do you like, Maya? You like Lord of the Rings. And I said, no, that's not real life. No, let's talk about it. I said, no, I want to talk about this and get it out of my system. No, talk about Lord of the Rings. I said, no, this isn't real. I'm an adult here. She goes, oh, I didn't mean that. So basically, you can see how people in society talk to me. They look at me like I'm a lesser of a person, and that they get this idea that because I'm a little off, that I'm not all there, or that I'm stupid, or that they don't know how else to talk to me. And it's really disgusting. So, I'm out of time for tonight. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to state below. Also, do not forget to subscribe and share my videos on YouTube and on Twitter and on Facebook and any other social media sites. And also, please be sure to share these with your autism support groups and with your teachers and with your providers and your caregivers, and especially with your behaviorists. Until next time, I'm Maya Sundermeyer, and I'm signing off now.